Did it?
Anybody on?
Hi, Dottie.
Dottie and Dottie.
All right. Call the meeting to order on, Monday, April 8th, 2024 at 5 p.m. in the town hall with the special selectmen meeting to handle the COVID and a couple of other matters. Somebody make a motion to adopt the agenda?
I'd like to amend the agenda to
Okay,
include a vote on the line of credit that's available to the town and a discussion about payment for the loader bid that we have.
okay. Anybody have any other additions?
It might be a personnel issue. Want to bring up, but I don't know.
Want to go to executive session? Yeah, let's do it. So wait for that. Can we wait? Personnel?
I guess so.
Yeah. Is it important?
We had 3 guys take the same day off. On Friday, the day after the storm.
We don't need an executive session for that.
All right, that's fine. I'll bring it up.
So let's add personnel to it as well. Okay.
Okay.
Somebody make a motion to adopt the amended agenda?
So moved.
Okay. Any other discussion? If not, all in favor say aye. Opposed? Okay. The first item is the COVID, and the reason why we're wanting the COVID now instead of a week from now is Bill Kearns was concerned that if we didn't get the COVID, or I don't know if we want to call it COVID, or what do you call it?
Yeah,
The box COVID ordered by this week, then it might not be ready in time for September. So Jamie let John know, and John let me know, and I figured let's have a special town meeting so that we don't have a problem and we can get the COVID done this year rather than for next year. So that's the reason. So and I'm not sure how we're supposed to amend this thing. But I guess we just approve it.
So, Bill Kearns and I looked at the bids and between the two of us, we would recommend going with the lower bidder, which was Jamie Gregory at 208,000. Yeah, so I
Right.
guess we
So
would need it
We just
to,
have to approve the bid, basically, that's all we can do. So somebody make a motion to approve the bid?
for Jamie Gregory.
Yeah, for David Woodward.
So moved.
Second, okay. John, you can't go, so. I didn't say a word. Any discussion? If not, all in favor, say aye.
Sorry.
Aye. One abstention? Okay, all right. The lease, John, you wanna talk about the lease, because you and I talked about it, you know more than I do.
I didn't realize when I was talking about leasing the loader, how much the interest costs. And to lease it, the interest is gonna cost you another $8,000 a year. And if you multiply that times 7 years, that's pretty near $60,000. And to add to that, we don't have the money in the capital budget to pay the first payment because we have used it for FEMA. And so we're gonna have to use borrowed money at 3.5%. So now you're up to 10%, you're gonna pay for interest, and that doesn't really, to me, sound the way we should be doing it. So I think we should change the wording of it to that we pay for the full thing with borrowed money at 3.5%.
If everybody agrees, the only thing we have to do is just amend the motion that was passed of lease to the purchase.
Do we have the money to pay it full in full?
We're gonna borrow them,
Borrow
got them to borrow money anyway.
and to borrow. I did, we only paid on the excavator, $6,000 interest for the whole duration of 5 years. But one reason, because the interest rate was low, but it was only 6,000, then this would be to 6.5. And I just can't be spending that much money for interest.
Well, this is to lease it for 7 years, right? It was a lease.
No,
Yeah.
not done now.
No,
We're
they,
gonna pay for the whole
they
thing,
just well, pay the whole thing
We
for
own
200 and whatever it is,
29,000.
you know.
Your second payment. Shouldn't have to be borrowed money. We should have received money from. We were to pay back the capital budget, but then.
I called the Volvo company today to see when the payment would be due, and he said it would be due upon delivery of the machine. And then he also said that they anticipate having it delivered in late June, early July, but he has been working with local dealers to see if, we could get one sooner than that. And I talked to Kim to see if she would prefer we wait or do it right away. And she said it doesn't matter, because either way, they're gonna have to borrow the money. And in fact, if we wait until July, we wouldn't be borrowing the money at the 3.99% interest, it would be a different interest rate. So after talking with her, it kind of just makes sense to do it. right
Well,
away,
because
borrow
it's
it.
3.99,
Correct.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
But
So someone can make a motion to, change the, purchase from a lease for the Volvo, loader to, payment in full. Or whatever was it, 26,000?
226,295.
Yeah, I think that's,
That's correct.
Well,
that's the price.
26,000,
26, I think that's what it says. here, right?
226,
226.
yeah,
Yeah, 200.
so moved.
Do we have a second? Any more discussion? If not, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. And then you know the loan thing, I'm not sure about the loan.
Yeah, so. The bank contacted Kim on Friday and said that the select board just needs to officially approve. That they would be changing the interest rate from 5.28% to 3.99%. And that's for the $1 million line of credit that we have. And then in addition to that, we would also have to authorize, I would recommend Kim to sign off on that. Attachment that just states that we would be changing the interest rate.
Yeah, that's a no-brainer. So maybe make a motion.
So moved.
Second. Any discussion? If not, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Yeah, Kathy, you have personnel?
Yeah, before I get to that, are we making an assumption that when Kim signs on this, she's bonded, right?
I believe so. It's my understanding that when she signs this, we're locked into the 3.99%.
Yeah, but I think Kathy asked, she's bonded.
She's bonded.
Is Kim personally bonded?
I would have to ask you.
Yeah. I think that's important,
Yeah.
because we need to know,
I think it's-
when she draws money from this account, where the money's going and who's it going to.
Okay.
Or where the payments are going.
The only thing we have to find out is whether she bonded as required by the law. Anyway.
And does Michelle fall into that too? I think she does.
I don't know, I don't remember,
Paying the bills, or she just,
she's paying the bills,
If you,
but she doesn't sign the check.
if you read
Yeah,
that thing, I think it says in it,
yeah,
I think both of them.
I could check them both.
So check to see if both Kim and Michelle are bonded.
And you can take what you found out from Mount Lisa City on what the duties are,
Yeah.
and I think it's spelled out in there that they have to go to Holland.
I know
What does that mean?
you have to be bonded so that in the event. You have to place a surety bond, and I'm not sure the mechanics of it, but if you were to embezzle or do something. And cause the town harm, then. They would be reimbursed through your bond,
Okay,
is what I believe it is.
okay,
Similar to what we are, we're insured, we have, so if somebody wants to sue us personally, the town has to defend us.
okay,
And it's kind of similar thing, except it ensures that, there's no embezzlement or no hanky panky.
so it's to protect Tam and Michelle's,
It's a protected town,
and, okay.
not to protect her, because she's feeling the money. It's the town. It's, it protects the town.
I'll have to ask, and I'll get back to you tomorrow.
Okay, Kathy, you have a personnel issue?
Yeah, last week, Morgan sent, I think we all got that email that the crew was gonna take. All the crew was taking that Friday off. And you sent it like late Thursday, and I
haven't seen it, but-
I looked at the personnel, taking days off, and I thought we had something in there that. No. The crew could not, the whole crew couldn't just not take all the days off at the same time, the same day. Basically, if the guys are gonna take. A day off, they have to go through Kobe. Apparently, all three of them took the same day.
Yeah, if the crew wants to take off, they have to.
Is that because they have worked overtime?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the crew gets approval from Kobe, and Kobe gets approval from Selectmen.
Right. So. He didn't come to us, he went to Morgan. To. I guess he told you everybody's taking Friday.
Yeah,
Yeah, but then you told us.
and I think the idea was because they worked overtime through that storm. But I think your point is, it would have been nice to know sooner.
Right.
So if something came up, you were aware
Right, but also that was a big storm, that was their second big storm. And then looking at emails this morning, the different complaints that have come in on the conditions of the road. The roads. So I'm just bringing it up as a concern, and I can speak for myself on my own road. It should have been graded a couple of weeks ago, but it's rough, it's pretty rough, and I can imagine the other roads are still in the same kind of condition.
But you can't grade it.
It's,
It's muddy and also
Joe, I'm sorry,
it's snow mix.
it's still, there's no snow on our road, it is dry. We have got potholes that are this deep coming in from 121. You know, it's a lot of stress on cars, but it's just. The roads should be better, and if he's gonna grade the roads, they're gonna be on a regular basis. Period, on these dirt roads. There's no way you're gonna maintain them in the best shape. They're terrible.
I don't disagree with you that the.
I don't think mud season's happened, I think they work road. So, I mean, you're not gonna be able to grade that. Why?
You can only grade part of Middletown Road.
But I understand.
You can't grade the whole thing.
If your road is dry and can be graded, then that should be brought to their attention and do it.
Should have been, he said he wants to do something with the York grade, no, it's not gonna make it, you gotta fill in all the holes to begin with, and all the gravel's on the sides of the roads. Is he gonna pull that in?
That's what it's supposed to do.
Actually, the York Rate Road's pretty good. I mean, I use it on my own driveway and
We do
I mean,
too.
it's not like a grading, but I can tell you, it does help.
But it's not gonna take help,
No.
Like that, you know, right?
They're pretty big, oh, you just take a ride on, you see it.
No, it's, they shouldn't be
Yeah.
doing that.
No, that was, it's.
I do feel that there's some parts of the dirt road that could have been graded.
Well, I know they graded 121 from the
Penfield Bridge.
schoolhouse up today. I knew that,
They were planning to go to Right Orchard Road today as well.
yeah.
I've been
So,
hoping that they get themselves on a schedule that on these dirt roads, that they're better, in better condition. But I'm gonna look over the personnel, maybe I have to go back and look at putting something in about when they take days off. And I know he's worried about the overtime use and also the use of the gravel and sand, so.
but doesn't the personnel policy say that in an emergency, then they have to come in and work? So if all three were off and there was an emergency, tree fell down, they would have to come work, even though they might be off. They can't go to New York City or Boston for the day, they have to stick around.
Probably would have to still be on the call.
That's all, yeah.
Well, I think you mentioned, I think he was gonna be on the call, right? Yeah. Mhm.
As long as you have somebody, I mean, if there was a pending blizzard on the day they're gonna take, that you can't do that, but. Somebody would have to be on call for an emergency tree fall down or some other.
So you're talking about the trees. When a tree comes down, it doesn't involve wires, who takes the tree away and cut?
The highway.
The town,
If it's in the road,
Uh-huh.
the town.
they were working on Chester, I don't know who was there. Must have been Kobe and somebody else, they were, taking the trees that had fallen down on 35 to the Chester line that were. They were done during the storm, they were moving the big, whatever, the poles. They excavated down there in the truck, I think, Dave must have been grading. Yeah, and Kobe and Lane were there at the.
Yeah, the Chester one, from the Chester line to Chester, there's I think we counted 20 or 30 trees.
Oh, yeah, it was bad, it was
Um,
about 3 or 4 on the
one
ground,
this side, on that side.
but the Chester side had a lot more. That
Yeah.
lot more done.
Yeah. I know we've asked them to cut trees, but there's still, if you look on 35, there's still trees leaning that at some point, I don't know if they can do it, cut some of those trees out, or at least some of the limbs.
All those are right on ledges, where there's, we have any root.
So you just wait till they come in.
Well, no, I guess if you have time, you can do it, but
Yeah.
you need to have a fourth man.
I don't wanna labor the point, I just wanted to bring up the concern.
I don't know if we should talk about this, but Kathy, you're gonna need a personnel person to work with you. I'm just looking over there.
Guess I got a little, okay.
Are you willing to do that?
Sure.
Should you? Well, I don't want to overstep, but if you vote in another
Yeah.
person that may be more interested or.
There's
have
only-
more flexibility.
There's only 2 people here.
But you
left.
weren't, well, you know,
It's either John or myself.
I know, but if you have the
No,
fifth select
they-
board member, what they get voted in.
well, that's true.
No, you can't wait for that.
Then they're gonna have it in June.
Oh,
Yeah,
do
you can't wait for that.
we have any more people that did petitions?
Just the 2
No?
people.
Just two?
So far. No, I wouldn't worry about that. I mean, we're an active board right now, and there's a person that wishes to come, you can't be waiting for June or July.
You don't want to open yourself to Linda,
I mean, we don't need a formal motion or anything, but if you're willing to do it,
You would.
Yeah, just throw me in.
well, give it a shot, and then, if you don't like it, then we can talk about it.
I think I was getting into it.
Very good.
We definitely get a motion.
So I'll make a motion, that the empty, to fill the spot for personnel committee on a temporary basis, Steve Sargent. And then the people coming in June, if they have an interest,
So there's other things they can do. I second that motion. Yeah, they could,
for temporary, for.
I wouldn't make it temporary, just make it that way. Why make temporary?
Well, we want
Yeah, no, but he's
Give it a
working
break.
with you for 2 months, now then you're gonna start all over again with somebody new? I mean,
If you really hate it, it gets voted on each year in March.
yeah,
Morgan.
It's not, you're not locked in for 3 years, it's just a year.
look, if these new people come in, there's other things that, you know, there's the wastewater, you know, if you don't wanna be on it, and you wanna let them take it over with me. There's still the personnel, I mean, the cemetery John and I are doing. The park is kind of finished. But, you know, we can find something for them to do.
Okay, no, Steve and I,
So all in favor?
We'll do it, Kathy.
can do it.
All in favor?
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it helps not to be. It's good to have a male and female. So,
No, you need, it's good, I don't know about that, but you certainly need 2 people, because you can't, you gotta have 2 people there, so you don't get into the situation, I didn't say that, you know. You need somebody to do that. Have a good-
yeah, I understand. Yeah, it's fine.
All right, is there anything else that we
We
should
gotta
do?
vote on it.
We did, everybody said okay. Right?
Yeah, I got it.
Oh, okay, you got it.
I don't wanna do any more, because we'll be accused of doing something behind it. Even though it's a public meeting, but nobody can, except Dottie and Hardy is here, so. But anyway, a motion to adjourn,
So,
Second.
all in favor?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I see the draft of news has got one for the tree warden and